My friends are my power. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I do declare it's a mighty fine day for a podcast. Wouldn't you say that, little lady?
That was your idea for a funny opening?
Hey, I'm trying, okay? I'm only one man, leave me alone! Welcome back to Nerd Explosion. We're the podcast where, based on a monthly theme, we nerd out about, whatever the hell we want. I'm Cameron.
I'm Kate.
And Kate is EP right now.
I'm
She's very EP. But yeah, I'm gonna take a book or take a page out of Distractable's book. Small talk. How was your day?
Was I
Fascinating.
like at a point or?
Sure. You get a gold star.
I don't want a gold star. I want
Just a gold star that says you did it in Comic Sans. You did a thing.
Thanks, I hate it.
In Comic Sans, it just says you did a thing.
You did it.
You did the thing. Today's episode, getting back with tier lists, and now that Kate's actually back on this episode.
Hi, oink beak.
God damn it. I hate when you do that, but also it's very endearing.
How is it?
Like it's a cute thing that you do, so I'm gonna let you do it, but also it's annoying as shit.
That's why I do it, because it's supposed to be annoying. Oink beak.
But this tier list, something that, I really like, or something that's really important to me. I don't know how important it is to you if I can speak English. Video game soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of put together a whole bunch of different soundtracks, like stuff I know, stuff you know, and I think what I want to do for this episode, we're gonna go through, I'll list them off. I've already made this tier list, so as Tate breathes heavily into the microphone.
Sorry, I was yawning. We've already established that I'm EP.
Yeah, but you yawned, then you went. How very dare you? But yeah, video game soundtracks. I got a bunch here. I already made the tier list, so I think what I want to do is kind of go through it, list them off, and if you have an idea of like where you would put it, give me an answer. But mainly, just kind of guess where I put it.
Okay.
Sound fun? Sound cool?
Yeah.
But before we get started with that, new episodes of this podcast come out every you know the drill by now. Check it in with every Saturday, on the socials and everything. God, pay attention once in a while.
Go fucking touch grass.
Oh, actually touch grass. But let's start this off. Now, there's one I forgot to include in here, but I kind of remember where I put it. First one, let me actually look at this. I'm just gonna go randomly here. Final Fantasy VII.
The soundtrack?
Yeah, the soundtrack for Final Fantasy VII.
You probably put that in A or S tier.
This was composed by, not just Nobuo Uematsu, but Mitsudo Suzuki. Fantastic soundtrack. And a lot of these I put either because I really like the soundtrack, or it's very nostalgic, or both. And what did you say I put it at? A?
A or S. I
put it at A.
Yep.
Because while it's not like my all-time favorite music from like a video game of all time, it is very there's a lot of tracks in it I still listen to this day. Like I have it downloaded in my music library. And also it's very nostalgic because I spent hours as a kid playing Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, I put it at A tier. Next, actually, let's knock a bunch of these out of the way because I have a lot of them from the same franchise. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
I think it deserves A tier, but you probably put it at B.
I put it at A tier.
Oh, okay.
Because, again, it's another nostalgia thing for me. Plus, I feel like Ocarina of Time is when they really shined with the music in Zelda games, or when they started shining with it. Because obviously they improved a lot since Ocarina of Time, but Ocarina of Time was the first time I feel like Link to the Past had a lot of good tracks too, but Ocarina of Time was...
Ocarina of Time is the first game that feels musically like Zelda.
Plus, my favorite track in the whole game, Gerudo Valley,
Oh, yes.
is top tier. It's the guitar and just the... I was gonna say the kind of mystery of it, if that makes sense.
I like the Song of Storms.
The Song of Storms.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what like full one? Because
That is a full song.
Oh, because I was thinking Song of Storms is just what you play in the ocarina, not the full track. But the Song of Storms is the one that constantly is just You know what track actually makes me funny from Ocarina of Time? The one in the Goron city. The one that's like, it's just so like bumbly and just like.
Well, yeah, because the Gorons are bumbly.
They're a bunch of roly-poly bastards.
They're a bunch of desert bumbles.
Did I say what I put it at?
Yeah, A tier.
Yeah, I put it at A tier. Keeping with the Zelda ones, because I got 3 on here that I'm just gonna knock out of the way as long as we're on this Zelda train. Majora's Mask.
A tier.
That is correct. I did put it at A tier.
As it should be.
I put it higher than Ocarina of Time because they're both at A tier, but I would put Majora's Mask at A plus. Just because for me, because I personally love Majora's Mask over Ocarina of Time just because of the more darker tone.
Majora's Mask is on record as my favorite Zelda game.
Song of Healing is my top track of the whole game.
Yes.
Next Zelda game on here, Twilight Princess.
It should be B tier, but you put it at A tier.
I put it at S tier. Why? Because the music was really good, especially for the time when it came out on the GameCube and the Wii. And I'm also a little bit biased because Twilight Princess was my very first Zelda game that I beat, that I actually owned and beat. And it's overall my favorite Zelda game. I think I mentioned before we did an episode we were talking about music and stuff, like our top Zelda tracks. And one of my absolute favorites from Twilight Princess is the Hidden Village.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so westerny, like it's so out of place in the game, and it's really good because it's just like you got this whole like you're going through a Hyrule field and it's just a dun 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 dun, and then you get to Hidden Village and it's just now. There's a lot of whistling in the Twilight Princess soundtrack, I just realized. Like, a lot of the songs involve, like, whistling and stuff, but yeah, just the darker... Especially... Now I remember what my number 1 pick for Twilight Princess was for tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Midna's Lament.
Yeah.
Midna's Lament is a fantastic song. Okay. So, yeah, I had the S tier. The last Zelda game I have on here is Breath of the Wild.
Well, if you put Twilight Princess at S, you probably put Breath of the Wild at S tier too.
I put it at A. Only because there's not as much music in the game. There's not a whole lot, but the reason it's at A tier is because...
Yeah, but the music that is there is really good.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, there's not a lot of music, which I'll drop it down a tier for that, but what music is there fits so well with whatever's going on. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, what's a Zelda game without music? And they did that on purpose to, like, be more atmospheric, you know?
Yeah. You can hear the wind blowing when you're on the mountains and such.
I will say, probably, if I had to pick a favorite track from Breath of the Wild, I would say it's probably the one that starts up when the Guardians awaken. Because it's so anxiety-inducing.
Yeah.
Like, you're just running through the field, exploring, and all of a sudden you hear... Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. You're just like, oh, fuck! Shit! Yeah, that's all I had for Zelda ones, right?
I don't know. It's your list.
I did. Okay. I just had to look over my list. I'm like, yep, that's all the ones I have for Zelda. Moving on to another one that I have multiple of. Actually, only 2 of them. And it was really hard to pick only 2 out of this franchise.
Can I guess it?
You probably know what it is.
Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's start with Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
S.
I put it at A. Because here's my reasoning. It was my first Kingdom Hearts game. I really enjoyed it, and the music for it was really good. But also, it's obviously they improved a lot since then, and it's hard to really get very experimental with Game Boy Advance hardware. But what they did on the Game Boy Advance was still really great. So I put it at A tier only because, the original music was so, kind of, toned down for the Game Boy Advance. They couldn't, Yoko Shimomura couldn't go crazy with the soundtrack on this one. Which, speaking of...
Who does he think he is? Phil Collins?
She, by the way, shows some respect.
Oh, who does she think she is?
Phil Collins? Also, she just won an award recently for her efforts. So a thank you to respect her.
Oh, who does she think she is? Phil Collins?
How very dare you? I'm gonna elbow drop you.
You know what? I wish a bitch would.
Oh yeah, she won the BAFTA Fellowship Award.
That's kind of prestigious, isn't it?
Yeah, she because she does more than Kingdom Hearts 2. She's worked on games like Parasite Eve, Super Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. She's done a lot outside of Kingdom Hearts, but she's the main music person behind all the music in Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, Chain of Memories, I put it at A. And the only other Kingdom Hearts game I had on here is Kingdom Hearts 2.
That one you probably put it at S tier.
That one I did put at S. I put Kingdom Hearts 2 at S tier mainly because it's probably one of the more emotional games in the series that I've played. And also, the reason this one gets S tier is specifically for one track. And that is Roxas's theme. And how dare you, Yoko Shimomura and Tetsuya Nomura and all the people at Square Enix, for making that the battle music when you fight Roxas as Sora. Like, it's this boss battle, and just in the background, it's just...
Yeah, because you're supposed to have feelings.
Roxas just wants to be a real boy.
He is a real boy.
Well, he is now. He is now. Thank you, Kingdom Hearts 3. But yeah, I put it at S tier, mainly because Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game, as is most people.
Papa, I'm a real
Surprise.
boy.
Yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 2 and the Chain of Memories are like my top two. Mainly because, like, I like Kingdom Hearts 2 over Chain of Memories, but Chain of Memories was my first Kingdom Hearts game.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, another one that I only have two of in here. Actually, oh no, I have another one that I have two of, but next one, Sonic the Hedgehog. And the one of two games I have in here, Sonic Adventure 2.
Mm-hmm. B.
I put it at A.
That's undeserving in my opinion, but go off.
Okay, do tell. Why do you think it's undeserving?
Because it's cheesy as fuck.
Yeah, but that's what makes it awesome. No, Sonic Adventure 2, especially, all the tracks from fucking Crush 40. My God.
Okay, it did kind of bang, you're right.
Like, as soon as you start the game, it just kicks you right in the nuts with their music. I mean, yes, Crush 40, I do want to be rolling around at the speed of sound. Got no place to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't sit around, gotta keep moving on. Doesn't one way to find out.
If we get copyright strike, I'm gonna be pissed.
We would only get copyright strike if I was good at that. But no, the only other track in here that I love is Live and Learn, which is the final, plays during the final fight when you team up with Shadow to take on I forget the final boss, but it's a form of chaos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put it at A tier. The other Sonic game I have in here, and actually there's one that I forgot to add, which I'll add right now. Sonic Colors.
A tier.
I put it at a high A because I like the music in that more than Sonic Adventure 2. More specifically, I love Reach for the Stars, which is plays during the final boss fight, and the music for Planet Wisp. It's just it's whimsical and just like high paced. Like it feels like it's very whimsical, but also still feels like, you know, you're a fucking blue hedgehog that likes to go fast.
Gotta go fast.
The other Sonic game I have in here is Sonic Frontiers.
A.
I put it at S. Mainly because, like, again, it's like Breath in the Wild in a lot of aspects where there's not a whole lot of music, but when music it does put in, it, like, you know, it's very atmospheric. And then some of the boss fights, though, have, like, this metal soundtrack to it, done by
That
Kellen
kind of
Quinn.
goes a little harder.
It goes hard. Like, let me find some and see how much I can play without getting copyright stricken. I think it's undefeatable. Yeah, undefeatable, featuring the vocals of Kellen Quinn, who is the singer for the band Sleeping with Sirens. And just listen to this.
I'm hanging on to the other side. I won't give up till the end of
I mean, if you put Kellen Quinn in it, it's gonna be good.
Like,
So.
fuck yeah. Like, you're just playing through this, like, whimsical world, and then you get to that, and I'm just like, oh, yeah. Like, as soon as I do,
low-key forgot how much I love Sleeping with Sirens.
right? Like, I used to listen to them all the time in high school. And I don't think they really do anything new, because, I mean, Kellen Quinn's kind of off. He's doing side quests at the moment.
These two side quests.
But,
Are we
yeah,
old? I feel like we might be old.
we might be old. But no, Sonic Frontiers is definitely S tier for me. Ooh, okay. Another one I have on here. The Spyro games. Now, I picked only two of them that, you know, really stood out to me. So, first off, Spyro the Dragon.
Just Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, just the first one that came out on the PlayStation.
A tier.
I did put it at A tier. Because it's very nostalgic. And very just like, it every time I hear it, it just reminds me of my childhood. Like, a lot of times when I hear, like, the level sounds like Dark Hollow, the Artisan World theme, I just remember, like, as a kid spending hours playing Spyro.
Yeah.
And it's just as good even in the Reignited trilogy. Because obviously they kind of redid the music with some, like, newer instruments and stuff, but it still sounds as good in the remasters.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the remasters, Spyro Year of the Dragon, which was the third Spyro that came out.
I want to say B, so I'm going to go with A.
I put it at S.
Oh.
One, because
Wrong
the
on both
music
counts.
was so much better. By the way, fun fact, did you know that one of the composers for the music in Spyro was Stuart Copeland?
I don't know who that is.
AKA the drummer for The Police.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Yeah, the same guy who did music for Spyro was the guy who did Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red light. Every step you take. I'm gonna keep naming Police songs until you get one.
What was I fucking listening to?
I mean, I only know, like,
watching that was talking about Stinging Sting.
Sting was the singer for The Police.
Yeah, I know, but I was watching somebody where they were talking about. Oh, I was watching a Basement Yard episode. They were talking about The Police and Sting, and then just kept going back and forth about Stinging Sting and does Sting. Could you stung Sting? It was very funny.
I only know, like, I think I really only know, like, 3 songs by The Police. Every Breath You Take, Roxanne, and Message in a Bottle.
A message in a bottle.
I'll send an SOS. Oh yeah, You're the Dragon to put at S tier. And these ones, here's another one that are not exactly the same game, like sequels to each other, but they're different franchises.
Okay.
So first off, Deltarune.
It better be S tier.
Really? With how much shit you give Deltarune? You're gonna put the music at S tier?
I mean, okay, first of all, because Toby Fox is a mad bastard genius, and his music choices always slap. Second of all, I give the game shit because I can. I don't dislike it. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I put it at S tier. I originally had it at B, but now that I think about it, I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense if, to do one thing over the other. But yeah, Deltarune, I really like the music. I really like Toby Fox as a composer. I think he's done so much
bastard genius.
He's gotten so much praise for this music that he's done music outside of like Undertale stuff. Like I think he did a specific track for like he's done tracks for other Nintendo games. I think when they brought the Sans costume to Super Smash Brothers, he put together a special version of Megalovania specifically for Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And I think he also did a track for a Pokemon game. I don't remember which one, but I remember him tweeting something about it. Like he got a award or something for a track he did on Pokemon.
As he should.
So with Deltarune being an S tier, the only other one I have in here is Undertale.
It better be S tier.
It is S tier.
Okay, we were gonna fight.
No other reason than I love Undertale.
Mm-hmm. And the music is hauntingly beautiful.
And speaking of Undertale and Deltarune, right now I'm replaying through Deltarune just because I can. And hopefully the next few chapters actually release for everything when they, because I saw a thing that in the announcement for the Switch 2, they said that chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune will drop when the Switch 2 drops. I don't know if that's specifically for the Switch or if that's just for everything.
Is it just going to be the 4 chapters, or is he doing more?
Well, on the chapter select screen, when I booted up Deltarune, it's up to 7.
Oh, okay.
So I believe there's gonna be 7, but he's only dropping 3 and 4, soon.
I'm so tired. I was just gonna ask a really dumb question.
I asked it anyway. That's what this podcast is about.
I was gonna be like, so only chapters 1 and 2 are available? Well, yeah. Obviously, if he's gonna drop 3 and 4, they're not out yet. You dumbass.
It's okay. You're trying.
I need to go to sleep.
Next one. Actually, no. Okay. I'm trying to think of which ones I haven't done. There's 2 other ones that I have on here.
Hit me.
Cult of the Lamb.
A tier.
I put it at B.
Oh.
Because,
I thought that music was really cutesy.
It's really great. There is a lot of tracks that I vibe with. I do have... You know what? I'll bump it up to A tier just because. Because I do actually have the soundtrack downloaded. Plus,
I feel like if you download the soundtrack to listen to regularly, it should be at least A tier.
Like, if a game has a good enough soundtrack for me to go out of my way on a music streaming service to be like, hey, here's the soundtrack, give me. Like, hey, the soundtrack to a game I've played, dimmy.
That's how I feel about Sleep Token's new album.
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb has like a lot of stuff that like the music in it is really like nice to groove to, and there's a couple that I've added to a lo-fi playlist. There is one, I forget the name of the song, but it's like it's made in partnership with the developers of Cult of the Lamb, and it's also so it's an album by a band called Pick Up Goliath.
Oh, I've heard of them.
And it's basically like a whole album working with Massive Monster, who are the developers of Cult of the Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a bunch of songs inspired by Cult of the Lamb, with the first one I heard being the song Cults, featuring Howard Jones, the former singer of Killswitch Engage.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Some of these feature Matthew K. Heffy, who is, I believe, the vocalist and guitarist for a band called Trivium.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a metal, like a rock metal album inspired by Cult of the Lamb, which, is always a plus in my book.
Yeah.
The only other soundtrack I have on here is Silent Hill 2.
Which game in Silent Hill? Is that the one with the creatures in the ice?
It's the one where you go to the city of Silent Hill.
You're like a dad and he lost his kid or something?
James Sunderland?
Yeah.
No, in Silent Hill 2, you're James Sunderland, and you get a letter to come to Silent Hill from your dead wife, Maria. Which you go there to find the mystery, because you're like, how can my dead wife send me a letter and tell me to come here?
And I know she's dead because I murdered her.
Yeah, he eventually comes to terms with the fact that, or he finally realizes, like the town helps him realize that he killed his own wife.
B.
Yes. And it's not one that I listen to regularly, but there's 4 songs from the original soundtrack, because I think they're under different names in the remake that came out.
Mm.
But in the original soundtrack, there's 4 songs. Null Moon, Promise Reprise, Heaven's Night, and A World of Madness. All done by Akira Yamaoka.
Hmm.
And it's just, I think what I really like about it is that it fits. Like, it's very unique for Silent Hill, you know?
Kind of creepy, but really pretty.
Like, there's some songs in the soundtrack that are really creepy and are meant to be ominous, but then there's ones that are, like, strangely calming.
Mm.
Like, it's, like, it's calming that gives you a sense of unease, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think about that. And one that I forgot to add to the list, but I wanted to put on there anyway. Legend of Dragoon.
I don't think I've ever heard that soundtrack.
I was gonna say, I have it on there. You just boot it up and let you listen.
I'll take your word for it.
Legend of Dragoon, I would put it A tier. Kinda in the same spot as Final Fantasy VII. Because, like, as a kid, I played a lot of Final Fantasy VII, and I also played a lot of Legend of Dragoon at the time, because for me, they were very similar. And, which is odd, because Legend of Dragoon, the only reason it wasn't more successful was because of Final Fantasy.
Mm.
Because, you know, when Legend of Dragoon came out, obviously it did its own thing, but it was overshadowed by Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
But Legend of Dragoon is, again, another one of those that are very nostalgic for me, and I just, you know, I'll listen to a soundtrack if I'm able to, which is very hard to find. Like, I can't even find it on Apple Music. The only thing I can find are, like, people covering songs from the game.
They just don't have
They don't have the original soundtrack. The only way I can find it is by searching through YouTube.
Mm.
But on Apple Music, the only thing I can find are people recreating, like, recreations of the music, not the original. But that's my tier list. Anything you would add?
No, you have the 2 on there that I wanted.
Undertale and Zelda.
Yep.
That's what I figured, because I put there, I'm like, well, I know she's gonna have an opinion about those ones.
Sure did.
But yeah, I guess that's it for the tier list then. Like I said in the last episode, you know, Kate, I'll repeat this for you because I know you don't listen to these. The next week, the episode, I don't know if we're gonna be doing one. I don't know if we're gonna be doing much episodes in May because it's gonna be a crazy month.
Yeah. Especially because we're moving and shit.
Yeah, because we're moving and doing all that stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be a crazy month. So we'll see what happens with the episodes in May. But I guess with that being said, let us know what you think on social medias and whatnot. I mean, it's 2025. If you're not on the social media, then what are you doing with your life?
Right.
Make sure to drink your water, do all the things that do all the stuff. I've been Cameron.
I've been Kate.
And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Nerds out.